Most icebreakers make people uncomfortable. You know exactly the kind I'm talking about. The facilitator smiles and says, "Let's go around the room and tell everyone an interesting fact about ourselves." Suddenly, perfectly capable adults forget everything they've ever done. I have a dog. Or maybe you've been asked to stand up, act something out, or share a deeply personal story with a room full of strangers. That is not an icebreaker. That's an anxiety generator. The truth is, a good icebreaker should do one thing: help people feel comfortable enough to start talking. It shouldn't embarrass anyone. It shouldn't take 20 minutes unless you're planning for connection. And it definitely shouldn't make people wish they'd called in sick. In this video, I'm sharing 5 easy and fast icebreakers that adults actually enjoy. They require little or no preparation. They work in almost any setting and help people connect naturally. Whether you're leading a team meeting, a workshop, a training session, a volunteer group, or even a networking event. So let's jump in. All right, icebreaker number 1. 2 truths and a dream. You've probably heard of 2 truths and a lie. Here's a version that feels more positive. Ask everyone to share 2 things that are true about themselves and 1 dream that they'd love to accomplish someday. Maybe it's visiting Japan, or running a marathon, or learning to play the piano, or starting a small business. The rest of the group guesses which statement is the dream. What I like about this version is that nobody has to invent a lie, and the conversation naturally continues after the guessing. Let's say someone says they want to hike the Grand Canyon. Another person has already done it. And now you've got a real conversation instead of everyone waiting for their turn to talk. Okay, icebreaker number 2, this or that. Sometimes the simplest activities work the best. Ask quick questions with 2 choices: coffee or tea, beach or mountains, early bird or night owl, books or movies, vacation, staycation. Have people raise their hands and move to one side of the room, or simply answer out loud. Then ask a few volunteers why they made their choice. You'll quickly discover that people have surprisingly passionate opinions about things like, say, pineapple on pizza. But fair warning, if you ask that question, you may accidentally schedule a debate instead of a meeting. All right, icebreaker number 3, the 1-word check-in. This is one of my favorites because it works almost anywhere. Ask everyone to describe how they're feeling today using just 1 word: excited, curious, hopeful, focused, tired, over-caffeinated. No explanations are required unless someone really wants to share some more. It's quick, everyone participates, and it helps people shift their attention from whatever they were doing before they walked in and then what they're doing while they're in the room. Plus, every group seems to have one person whose word is simply Monday. Somehow everyone knows exactly what that means. All right, next we've got icebreaker number 4, the common ground challenge. Divide everybody into groups of 3 or 4, and their challenge is simple: find as many things as possible that everyone in the group has in common. The trick is to avoid obvious answers like, "We all work here." Instead, look for interesting connections. Maybe everyone loves tacos. Maybe everyone has broken a phone screen. Maybe they've all been camping. Maybe everyone has started a diet on Monday and then ended it by Tuesday afternoon. The conversation happens naturally because people begin asking follow-up questions instead of answering interview-style questions. Before long, strangers start acting like teammates. All right, the last one, icebreaker number 5, your everyday superpower. Here's the one that almost always gets the biggest laughs. Ask this question: if you could instantly gain 1 harmless superpower that only helps with everyday life, what would you choose? Not flying, not invisibility, think practical. Like never forgetting a password, or finding your keys instantly, perfect parallel parking, making laundry fold itself, or always remembering why you walked into the kitchen. The answers are funny, creative, and surprisingly revealing. You'll learn a lot about people simply by hearing what problem they'd love to solve every single day. A few tips for success. Even the best icebreaker can fall flat if it's poorly introduced. So keep your instructions simple. Go first and give examples so people know what's expected. Keep the pace moving. Nobody wants a 5-minute activity to become a 30-minute event. And don't force participation. Invite people in. Most will join once they see everyone else is having fun. Remember, the purpose isn't to complete an activity. The purpose is to help people feel comfortable, connected enough to start real conversations. If that happens, then you've succeeded. Some final thoughts for you. The next time you're leading a meeting, a class, a workshop, or any gathering, skip the awkward introductions. Instead, try one of these 5 simple icebreakers. They're easy to lead, they require almost no preparation, and they help people connect in a way that feels natural. And that's really the whole point. If you found this, they're easy to lead, they require almost no preparation, and they help people connect in a way that feels natural. And that's really the whole point. If you found this video helpful, check the description below for helpful resources on this topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.